On the morning of Ruad 17th, Ulysses has called on Liam to accompany him to a Hadi Kifo, temple devoted to Asuliad, which serves as the morgue in Makalim City. The two of them took a carriage up to the northwestern outskirts of the city proper in the Kivul Mahal district. Passing through rows and rows of houses, they eventually come to a dreary Gothic temple with black spires and silk banners that fade from black to blood-red gradients. The doors are closed, but upon approaching them, a cleric in dreary robes pulls the doors of the temple open for you, bowing in respect as he does so. In the foyer of the chapel, there are two hallways ahead, each underneath the wing of a tremendous statue depicting a bat that overlooks them, its jaw agape. Chapel isn't especially large, yet the statue still is, making the room feel claustrophobic as you duck beneath the leering body of the beast to step toward a desk on the opposite side of the room. As you are approaching this chapel, I will say that you could fill Liam in on why you have brought him to the morgue today.
So, while you were dirtying up the outhouse, Shore Scale summoned me down to the same minerals district, very lowly part of the city. They found a body, the one shot in the head. He appeared to be of Numian descent. It was, or at least I believe it was Anna. He was there at the dumpster. Yeah, he had fairly fine clothing. Nothing all too special, but nothing you would expect in that part of the city. He was identified as one of the competitors in the games who was last seen on the 13th. His name was Estevo Marshman. And now they're holding him there at the morgue. Not to get a closer look at the autopsy.
What are you hoping to find if it was a gunshot wound? Or what are you thinking you might find?
I have no clue till we see it. I don't have a lot of experience in those tools myself.
Does yours have any insights?
It wasn't much to tell. Only that he was last seen on the 13th. That would have been the second day of the games.
Did he fill you in at all on how his investigation is going to progress?
Only that they would take me to the morgue and do an autopsy. That's where we're at.
Did it appear that it had happened there, or had the body been moved there?
And see, this is what confuses me, is there was blood splatter on the wall. Yet, what someone of his caliber was doing in that area of the city.
I mean, that's the key, right? If he was moved there, not a clue. But the blood spot on the wall that indicated...
That's true, that he goes in, kidnapped, brought there, and shot there.
Whether, I suppose there is still that. That's a lot of trouble and risk to go to. It's more likely he was there voluntarily. So I think your question of why is valid. I assume there was no indication on the body as to why he was been in that area of the city. Why? I assume we're inside, so
You're inside, and you kind of crouch underneath of the head of the bat and approach the desk up at the front.
that was a stuffed.
It's a big, like, statue of a bat. And you're like, it's basically because this chapel is small, but the bat is enormous. You are like ducking underneath of it in order to get to the front of the room. And you approach the front of this area where there is a bald-headed male secretary there. He has like a very thin goatee, kind of seated there, looking through some papers. It's up to you and names.
Marcel Ulysses, and
Sincerely, calm.
to investigate the body of the related competitor in the firearms competition as Civil War Marshman.
And he kind of looks down at the papers. You will be meeting with Dr. Trask, the pathologist. And he gestures over to the hallway to his right and to your left, that is underneath the left wing. Both of you can give me, if you have any experience, especially with Asuliad, but if you have experience with religion of any kind, you can give me knowledge check to that. Otherwise, just a generic cognition check. 12. 6. With a 12 is enough for you to know, just because this is like a very generic kind of a religious belief around death, that to the left is generally considered like, when people die and they don't have any religious beliefs, Asuliad is the one who accepts them. It's quite literally under his wing, and the bat is the form that Asuliad takes. And when you go to the left, that is where you go when you are deemed to be evil or wicked and such things. And then when you go to the right, that is where you go when you are deemed to be good or kind. When Asuliad judges you, when you appear, you appear before the bat, and then the bat passes judgment over you. That appears to be some kind of allusion to that. But at the same time, like, the left wing is just also where the morgue is. Everybody's corpse is going to go to the morgue there right now. But you were recognizing the significance of going under the left wing as you pass under that. So you head over there and you approach there. Another cleric there guides you to the next area, and you meet another bald-headed man. This one has just a very like a soul patch and purple robes, very long, and then with some blue trimming, approaches you, and he's got these sort of half-moon spectacles, approaches and kind of holds out a hand. Looks like it might be moist, but it ends up just being very cold and dry. Dr. Trask.
Honored. Ulysses and Liam.
Doris Kendall was already here earlier this morning, but I suppose I could show you the body if there is anything else that may be of interest to you. This way, please.
And he walks very slowly around the corner to a metal slab where the body of Estevo Marshman lies. Marshman is the bastard name for sworn individuals. Very common knowledge there. He is a shorter, tan-skinned man, dark mustache. He has clearly been, if you see a naked man who's been tended to, he's got his head, you can see, partially shaved toward the back, and you notice some trays with blood on the side with a few tools and such, and he's had his chest cut open, and some other scars and such on the side of his face. And Dr. Trask looks to you and says,
A couple of things of interest that we noticed during our investigation.
He holds up his wrist rather unceremoniously.
Some scrapes on the palms of his hands.
And then he kind of sets the arm down.
Bruises on the knees and calves. One of his ankles was sprained. Shoris had stated that there was not an exit wound for the bullet, and he was correct in that there was not a exit wound for the bullet.
And he turns the head over and lifts some of the hair, and you see where the head was shaved. And he just kind of moves some of the hair aside as well. And you start, when he points it out, you notice very tiny little splits around the head.
There were multiple exit wounds where the bullet had escaped.
And he gestures to the tray and says,
We also found pieces of it inside of his skull that had embedded within it that we had to extract. We were unfamiliar with this piece of ammunition ourselves, but we did send a message to Rayfield Smith's ammunition department. And it does seem that it is something that they are familiar with. The kind of bullet that they have manufactured that is designed to fragment on impact.
And as Liam's looking at it, where does he see that the bullet
right between the eyes.
up to an eyes?
Very clean shot.
It hit solid bone. Fragments on impact. But it had enough force that it still was able to, that even the shrapnel was able to exit the other side, is what you're saying?
A few pieces of it, yeah. Most of the bullet appears to have embedded inside of the skull based on what you see in the tray.
Not an expert on these munitions, but I'm not a scientist. That seems like a lot of force would be required. But it makes sense to me.
Doris had initially theorized a sniper rifle, but Rayfield also told us that these bullets are not meant to travel very far due to the fact that the force will slow them down or cause them to shatter over time. So it is unclear what weapon would have been used.
I suppose my conclusion would be that the sprained ankle and bruising that he was brought there at close range.
He came here willingly, met them. They were after information. It may not have been a simple assassination. It's been scuffle out of the, for example, him force him to his knees, bruising him, try to make him talk, then shoot him. His ankle could have been sprained in the process of trying to fight them off, which also would have explained that. I mean, it all could have happened.
I wonder,
Was it blood splatter up high, like if he was standing up, or was it low?
seems to be what I remember was just on the wall above his.
Head was on the ground, or just above it, like generic?
I believe it was above. So he was the wall. That was the position we found him in.
I'll point out Liam right now with him saying this and you looking at like what little came out of his head. There's no way there was a significant blood splatter like what Ulysses is describing. Ulysses is misremembering.
He went into the second round. Who was he up against? You recall?
I'm also curious about what rounds were permitted for the competition. I have to wonder if they took his weapon and used it against him or not.
Estevan Marshman was going to go up against Cali Jack.
That's something I would like to ask around about, is what ammunition was permitted, because if this gesturing to the darts was permitted at that competition, then I wonder if this was his own weapon or not.
So it could have been a personal defense weapon. That would be worth finding out. It was among his effects. Of course, we would have had to recover it. I assume the weapon wasn't left at the scene.
I don't believe there was one.
Yeah, as far as you know, no weapons were recovered.
Who else was in the second round besides?
Rushworth Cog versus Gil Hagland.
Yo against the 10-man.
Well, that seems like an obvious suspect now, doesn't it? I don't think it makes sense for Cali or Gold to be involved. At least not as as a means to a win. That's not. I felt if they were going to take somebody out, I don't think it would have been this gentleman. At least not just for the sake of winning the competition. There would have to be some other.
If a huge possibility here is espionage, then it would be between those factions that swore that developed this technology.
What I'm saying is, I'd say the most likely after the hitman would be our own people. This is curious. Is there anything else that you shared with Doris?
A few of his ribs we noticed were broken on the left side, same as the sprained it.
Can you tell? Forgive me, I am not well versed in your craft. Are you able to determine whether that came from blows such as from a fist versus, say, all from a height or being struck by a carriage or...
Unfortunately, it is unclear exactly.
It's broken.
I can say that the methods of the damage to the body do seem inconsistent. It doesn't look like, for example, if you're thinking that someone hit him vulnerably, that does not seem to be what happened. The shapes and sizes of the damage do not seem consistent.
Kind of shake to that bruise. It's just a mess.
Everything's so bloated, it's hard to
Get more questions than answers.
Do you want to go to Shoris? I can just kind of tell you what he
Yeah, I would follow up with him when we could, so if you went...
hasn't learned a whole lot. He will tell you that they had learned that Rushworth Cog, following the end of the tournament, seems to have left town. Told the innkeep, gave the innkeep a tip, and left the city.
Who was it?
Rushworth Cog, the participant that had been named as a possible suspect, apparently left town as soon as the competition ended.
So that could be just because he expected to be...
Yeah, that was supposedly, that was what he had told the innkeep he was in the city for, was just for the competition. He'd won the firearms competition in Cathaya, came to the city for the firearms in the Fjord Run, lost the Fjord Run horribly, and made it all the way to the finals of the Fjord Run, but didn't actually find a good competition there because Esteban Marshman died, and Callie Jack did not show up. So,
I would definitely suggest to him, we should make sure we try to identify, interview people, anyone who may have been around Esteban Marshman, not just the people he was traveling with, to see if they can remember anybody that they saw him with. We could try to interview as many people as we can leading up to when he was last seen. We should see, if you haven't already, we should make sure we go through his effects, make sure we identify if there's anything that maybe seems to be obviously missing. I don't know how they travel with these weapons, but if they keep them stored in a particular kind of case or whatever, is there one that's missing that could have been a murder weapon? Monty has suggested that it may have been his own weapon used against him, and if that's the case...
I'll say Estevo didn't have a lot of personal effects. He was actually a very poor person himself. He got lucky and just happened to be very skilled with racing in the fjord when he participated in Smith's competition. Most of the things that were brought with him, Smith provided, and so Smith brought those back with him when he returned to Swore just a couple of days ago. As far as weapons were concerned, again, he didn't bring his own. Smith provided weapons for him, and those also were returned. None of those seem to have been taken.
Yeah, it is difficult to understand what someone gained and what she might have even been involved with. Does not seem to have the connections for it to make sense for him to just go up there. But also, few questions.
Later on that evening, back at the castle, you are called to a hearth room by Landyn II. You step in and you see Landyn II with Christopher Sfildra. Landyn is staring into the fireplace while Christopher Sfildra is sitting in one of the armchairs, sipping at a glass of wine.
How big is their glass?
It's a normal sized glass. Yeah. Christopher Sildra seems lost in thought. Landyn turns to you when you enter and says, "Close the door." This is actually, sorry, not the same evening. This is Ruad 20th, a few days later.
Liam, are you aware that during the tournament, if your cousin and the bastard shot one of Sir Sildra's guards?
What? Wait, like accident. Oh,
Accidentally, yeah.
during the competition.
But the guard was all right, but it was still a serious offense. She also fled the scene.
She fled the scene?
Yes, she apologized hastily and then ran away.
You know, she did so well when we got into a scuffle on the route here. She picked up a bow and it went the right direction. I did not expect it to go quite so awry. And
It goes the right directions that time. It just a bit too far. I had initially suggested that the gardener be put to death as a result of her grave offense, given that she was, lowborn. She had harmed a nobleman's son and shown very little remorse. Landyn, of course, convinced me that she had far more values than I had originally suspected, and proposed that my dreary Duchy of Mvuaka could perhaps use her gardening talents. I had not known that she was more than just a lunar. Yeah, as fun was worse than that. And so I accepted his offer. Landyn kind of clears his throat, and then he went behind my back and made other arrangements. After having agreed to serve the Duchy of Mvuaka for a couple of years, she accepted a proposal of marriage from Assad Syed, thinking that this perhaps would free her from her sentence.
I was only gone for an afternoon.
You were shitting in at a house all day. What are you talking about?
This is an offense for a number of reasons. First of all, Assad Syed is a joke. The fact anyone takes the boy seriously is ridiculous. Landyn kind of holds a band. Do not see the need to be cruel to the man. He is doing all that he can. He's in a precarious situation, but it is an offense. This conspiring also included frauding from Euphora.
Prodding.
Yes.
I don't want to speak ill of my cousin. But the way that you describe this sounds very cunning and strategic. Neither of which are terms that I would normally use for her. If I know my cousin at all of this sounds more, and honestly it does sound a lot like her, but it sounds more like her inability to connect the dots of consequences. Yes. To her, these things are likely not the least bit connected and are just two things that were happening concurrently. I doubt she can barely remember who people are or their titles, let alone the potential implications of choices that she makes politically.
Well, this makes me look like a fool to our allies, House Sildra, and it does not bode well for our allegiances with House Syed. Additionally, word of the night in Kazini has been getting out in a manner that makes me look far worse than the truth, making it sound far more barbaric than diplomatic.
Does Liam, I'm assuming, connects the dots that his concern is how we handle this could further push that perception into a barbaric.
Yes.
He's trying to maintain his image.
Ultimately, my image is crumbling before us. Eva is making the matter worse as well as you are.
You four, I'm assuming, was encouraging her because it was an opportunity.
I see one possible solution at the moment, and I pull you in here, both of you, because I think that the two of you may be able to assist me in making sure that it occurs. First, Eva will serve her sentence in Mdraka, and it will now be extended to 7 years. Of course, now we must appease Assad Syed, and think of no more fitting bride for Assad Syed than the person who caused much of this problem than you four. You have been spending a bit of time with her, Ulysses.
Yes,
I think you will break this news to her.
I will. That's your grace.
Do either alternative suggestions? Christopher has already accepted. I have not proposed this to Assad yet. However, Assad is willing to accept any bride. As far as I know, he simply believes that having a wife will make it less likely that his people will reject him when the time for re-election comes.
Be inclined to agree. Sadly, with the one exception of E4. She did cause him offense mispronouncing his name on the person I'd hear. And I'm afraid in trying to make that her, and she made it worse. He seemed to indicate on at least one occasion that he was open. Everyone. That might be, if he has no other options, which it seems like maybe he thought. His desire to maintain that royalty may be enough for him to overlook that slight or find some way to look.
Assad Syed also needs soldiers. Defend the walls to the south.
He does.
Ulysses, how many do you think we could spare for him? We offer him men in addition to you four. Perhaps this could ease the offense she has caused him.
Well, your grace, it would partly hinge on where your own priorities lie. Between upholding your reputation by keeping your relationship with Assad strong by appeasing him with more soldiers, or making sure we are well defended by keeping more soldiers. I would say, if you're looking to be generous, if you want to be generous, we could work with only 350 in our duchy, but that would be difficult.
250 soldiers to him.
Be more reserved. I give him at least a.
And Samson Finwell, the man you left in charge, you trust him to lead men. You trust him to lead the duchy.
I suppose I would.
It's good. You will lead the 150 men. You will leave my service. And you will get out of my sight now, Ulysses.
Your grace. Oh. Bow and even leave the room now. Literally off. Yep.
Do I think, how much of House of Elder's objection here do I think is performative versus
You can give me an intuition check.
like actually being gravely offended about this arrow hitting there? 25.
25. House Fildra is Kopari. It's the entire nation of Kopari has been so performative for so long that at a certain point that performativeness becomes reality. Kind of like theater kids. You eventually kind of become real, so it's really hard to say if it's genuinely performative because them being performative is real. So yeah, he's kind of faking it, but at the same time, it's also real for them. So it's a mixture of both.
You do it because you have to for the sake of appearance. Yeah. And so you can find other path forward, but you're actually personally offended. Like you really take it that personally. That could be a whole other.
And since he has it with his experience there, I wanted to take advantage of it. All right.
And I believe that this changes the outcomes, but I do want you to know she may be in things that require so much more care in how we speak and how we choose to act. In genuineness, did try to offer healing and offer her knowledge of plants in his aid before she left. She did break out, didn't know what to do in response to that. Her heart did at least compel her to try to render aid, which was waved off. I say this not because it changes. Your soldier was still struck and something needs to happen here. But I want you to know the kind of person who is going to come and serve you. And she's more than it may seem on the surface when you look at the events from a distance.
You can give me a speech check for House Sonder if you would like to. It is going to be flawed, so you can remove one of your enhancements.
Gives me a 10. Oh, no, it gives me an 11.
You will not be treated unharmed. We treat all of our servants there well. She will be leading the garden. She will have more resources there than she has had a newborn. And from Landyn is that she gets used to the new circumstances. She will be very happy.
I have no doubt how you will treat her. I just wanted to make sure you knew what kind of person she was. Maybe perhaps a wider picture than these events might paint.
I look forward to it. The arrangements, the reception look beautiful. Or so my daughter tells me.
He will leave. Landyn will make sure that he's gone and will look to you.
I will be dismissing Ulysses formally from my service. I believe him to be the one who has spread these rumors about me from Kazini. I have no issue with word of those events getting out. New people would talk eventually. There were peasants there who saw what happened. But the manner in which they have escaped told me that the one who wrongly detests what happened there has been spreading these things. Additionally, his protest that night in front of my son that led to my son being the one who had to kill him, and refusing to come to me when he believed that those soldiers were not ours. He has defied me multiple times. He has given me multiple reasons not to trust him. I grow weary of having someone in my midst I cannot trust. I will promote likely Samson Finweld until a different Beaumont is sent.
It's hard to reconcile. It doesn't make sense how you have come to this conclusion. I know Siegfried has spread some rumors, but they were very carefully designed to promote the strength and prowess of his brother and weren't specific about any details.
My son is playing a very interesting game.
Yes, and your other son does not want to talk about it at all. Unless there was somebody present that we didn't see. It makes sense to me, and it's unfortunate.
I wanted you to be aware because I cannot count on Ulysses. He will be pulling double duty. There have been whispers that there are those who to speak ill of our allies, but there are those apparently who do not trust Archim. I'm in the hole. Rousseau Procor apparently has his eyes on the boy. I would like to know that Archim is going to be safe.
Okay.
So, whatever you can do to keep him alive. I understand House Sonder is among those who do not trust Trousseau Brocour, and well, I know that they can be a bit much. It's good to count them among our allies. I believe that their soldiers will be watching Archim. So, I think you will be safe, but I do not think Trousseau would be so foolish as to try anything here, just in case.
Right. I will, I'll put out some feelers as well. You know, a few people in this game that I feel like I trust. If I have a chance to get word early, make sure that network is aware that I'm interested. I find rumors to be an extremely...
Yes.
I have a way of taking on a life of their own. Rather build relationships that incline people to share information rather than manipulating.
Well, that is all I had for you this evening.
And I'm very sorry about Deepa. I know this is going to be hard news.
It will be difficult for Lisha, most of all, but it was already going to be hard for her having her gone for a couple of years. 7 will be rough as well. Losing the minstrel, I think, will be a mixed bag.
I do think that Deepa will be more hard to communicate, but I will do my best to aid whoever takes her place until they are in specific points of dawn.
Well, let's get on with it in this turn.
He will dismiss you and we'll go ahead and stop there.
Jeez.
In the training yards by the barracks, not too far from the castle, you are still training with the pike. One of the Candellan soldiers, Jeffrey, who has been training you, kind of showing you the ropes with the pike still. It's probably been about like 30 minutes or so of training, and even that, holding a heavy, weighty pike for a while, especially when you're not used to it, works out very different muscles from using a hammer or a rapier or scimitar or anything like that. Gets kind of sweaty work. Your shoulders are getting tense. You're trying not to overwork yourself for the brawl the next day. So you're about ready to stop when you hear a voice kind of call out and say, "Why don't you step aside, Jeffrey? Allow me to step in, please." And Jeffrey kind of looks over his shoulder and you see Aelia Tarkin standing over to the side with her great axe over her shoulder and a shield in one hand. Jeffrey looks a little surprised to see her, gives her kind of a quarter bow, looks to you and says, "All the same to you, Lord. I would like to step aside so that Aelia could train with you for a bit."
It's super to look kind of nervous, but we're nod. Yep. Yeah.
Good evening and good luck in the brawl tomorrow. I'll be there to watch.
I won't need luck.
Alright then. Well, I think she's fighting in the brawl, so you might.
And he walks away. Aelia steps up and she picks up a wooden shield and hands it to you.
Oh.
You ever use one of these?
No.
Gonna want to.
Oh.
Take it.
I'll take it.
Your defense increases by 1. Just a simple kite shield. Or meant to imitate one. Would you say that you want to continue trying to use a pike, or do you want to switch to your mallet?
Am I experienced with the pike?
No.
Then I do not want to use the pike.
Yep.
I'm going to use my mallet.
All right. You switch to a mallet. Aelia, still not wearing her like full actual armor. She's kind of wearing simple training gear right now. Steps forward with her axe and says, "You think you're ready for the brawl tomorrow?"
I was born ready.
When I roll my new PNC Vegas dice. That's gonna be 13 to hit.
Oh, that hits, yeah.
It does hit. Even with the shield?
Yeah.
+1? Alright, so she swings that.
Oh,
I just rolled max damage on 3d4. That's insane. That's gonna be 25 points of lacerate.
And I'm sure that hits your pain limit too. It does.
That does hit my pain, man.
Alright. Well, in that case, let's see. Damage increases by 2d12.
Oh my god.
You take another 11 points. How is Siegfried looking after that hit? As she like goes, splits the shield in half, and it like cuts across your chest and like through like across the shoulder and down to your forearm. And then she pulls back and goes, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to hold the shield up."
I sort of look at her and I look absolutely terrible. I'm not at death's door, but if you had rolled a little bit better, I'd probably be dead.
She pulls back, snaps her fingers, and a medic comes up, immediately like starts casting a spell, and some gold magic comes up. 7 hit points.
7?
Yes.
After you just...
Yes.
She spar with a couple more people on the Thanar side.
Always getting destroyed and trained.
They'll keep healing you for a little bit, but from that one, you recover 7. And Aelia calls for another shield to be handed to you. And they give you a shield. She says to you,
You really don't want to be hit.
How do I not get hit?
Well, you hold the shield up a little bit higher.
I did, you broke it.
The good news is, we are not fighting against each other in the battle.
You should keep me in a little bit better condition.
they'll heal you up. You recover another 7 hit points.
I mostly came out here, not really to train you.
Clearly.
I'll give you a hero point.
But to warn you, tomorrow I know that your aim, as you have so carefully orchestrated it, is to give Rebrin what for.
Yeah. Is it that obvious?
Yes.
Oh.
Obvious enough that Bjorka knows it well. And you are representing Bjorka in the brawl. She does not want to give you that chance. As soon as she sees you injured, she is going to pretend that out of concern for your well-being, she will pull you out of it.
You can do that?
Yes.
Fuck.
The representative can pull those who they represent out of the brawl at any time. So it is in your best interest not to be hurt, or make sure she does not see you.
Or do I make her be hurt?
You have a couple of very annoying friends, don't you? And on top of that, there are a couple of folk who are quite large. Drema, your brother, Indira. You could obscure her vision. I also understand she is sitting in one of the taller stands. Few ways for you to do that.
Mechanically, I will tell you what's going to happen is if Viorica sees you get hurt, you will make a performance check against the amount of damage that you took. And if you fail, she will immediately use a reactive action to call you out of the brawl. That is mechanically what this will look like. So there are multiple ways to prevent it. I'm not going to be a super asshole about it. So you can like try to block her line of sight and such, have Euphoria and Eva distract her, that sort of thing.
Is this her with the fan?
That is Viorica with.
Or you could just let her pull him out of the brawl and give the non-Federation side a nice little boost for you.
You can just get pulled out of the brawl. Aelia will continue to train you. Is there anything you would want to talk to Aelia about, or do you want to move on?
I guess. Should I also wear armor?
They will present armor options for you, yes. If you are experienced with wearing armor in battle, I would suggest it.
Definitely not. I don't wear armor. I'll ask her if it's obvious what my intentions are, what kind of... I haven't been in a brawl in a long time. If it's obvious what my intentions are.
She's going to pull you out of the brawl regardless. She knows you want to hurt Rebrin.
Yeah. But if Rebrin were to get really hurt, would there be consequences for that, assuming he hadn't forfeited yet?
Are you asking me if you can kill Rebrin?
Not on purpose.
Yes.
She kind of looks around a little bit.
People die in brawls on accident. Rarely.
And she will continue to train you. You get fully healed up by the medic multiple times that night as she continues to wail on you with her great axe, holding back.
Joke's on her. I'm into it.
Eventually you do get into it.
This doesn't wait to be. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yeah, if you will allow me to do something really quick before that brawl that morning,
What did you want to do?
I wanted to find a snake in the woods.
Probably won't let you go to all the way to the woods to find a snake. That's a long way.
Make no sense anymore.
I'd like to go to the cafe and get a muffin.
I'm trying to find a circle.
You can give me notice, or if you have a knowledge pertaining to that, you can give me that. I'm gonna say it's flawed because you have to do this really quickly because the forest is really far away.
Alright. Oh, -3. Or negative.
Negative anything. You get bit by a snake and you take 1 point of damage. Thankfully, it's not venomous because I'm not an asshole, but you take a point of damage.
Okay.
And then you run all the way back. That probably would have been something to try to buy on your downtime.
When you were busy being a catty little bitch.
You're busy being a catty bitch. There would be shops that would sell some things like that, but they would be difficult to find. So it would have been kind of like Siegfried having to search for it. So a couple of things happened shortly before the brawl. Everyone is getting ready in the barracks just outside. And by everyone, I mean like you see all of the soldiers who are preparing. And Nihat Prokor is, as he has always done, helping the boys into their armor and everything. He's helping out. He's helping you out, Archim, when Trousseau Procor steps up to you and says, Son, why don't you go and help Siegfried over there? I think I can assist Archim. For the moment, yeah, you would be here. Everybody, you're all within earshot, but you're not, like, present for conversation.
I'm going to...
Closer, like, so Trousseau can see you moving closer, or, like, just kind of inching closer?
Yeah, I'm not being, I'm going to try to be casual about it, but I'm not hiding it per se. I'm going to move over nearby, almost like I'm just ready to be helpful if he needs it.
Yeah, give me a performance check. Trousseau, tightening the straps, and he tightens them a little bit too tightly. Good luck today. Archim.
Wait, yeah. Thank you, President Trousseau.
21 with a natural 20.
21 with natural 20. Don't forget your hero point for natural 20. Okay, yeah, it's Tina's just casual, kind of walking around.
You are presented with a very unique opportunity today. I think your strategy is very interesting.
He tightens another one a little bit too tight.
My champion, Ulysses. I look forward to him winning. More importantly, I look forward to you yielding to him, as would be expected of you, regardless of the sides you're on.
Tightens another one. A little bit too much.
Well, I am here to serve both my own house and to show the union between me and my wife to be.
Of course. You kind of pass the side of your head. Just don't forget which side you are really on. Good evening.
And he walks away.
Thank you.
Does he, like, leave the room?
Yeah, he leaves the barracks.
Okay. I come over and help you. This won't fall off this way, but I can tell this is restricting your movement a bit. Do you mind if I just a little?
He goes to try and, like, give you, like, a thumbs up to do that. You can't lift his arm.
Yes, that's there. So let me adjust that, and I will help him fit it properly. And I will, hey, this is a town spot. Did you find yourself there? I don't actually know how to advise you. You are going to have to make a hard decision today about where your allegiances lie. And no matter which way you go, somebody's going to be unhappy. I can tell you to pick the ones that matter the most to you.
I appreciate your advice, but I feel like I have all the guidance I need. I'm
the one Rousseau to overwhelm what you already know.
Oh, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm here to have fun. This is going to be fun.
But man,
With that, I'm going to give you guys the armor information. So you can either go unarmored, which you should already have those stats on your sheet, or armor. You can go light, which they will give you a gamison, which is you have 10 plus your dexterity quotient. And then if you have experience with light armor, you add whatever the relevant is for that. You can go medium, which is a leather brigandine, which is 13 plus your experience bonus if you're experienced with medium. You can go heavy, which is half plate. That'll be 19. but every SP that you spend is doubled. So if you do a reactive action that costs 1 SP, it's going to cost 2 instead. Or you can go bulky. They will give you full plate, which is 21, but your maximum stamina is half.
Am I able to use my existing armor, or do I need to wear the armor?
You can use your existing armor if you want. This is just what's provided for you, if you want it.
The bulk armor doesn't reduce my speed, does it?
Nope.
I'm gonna take the bulky armor.
Okay.
All right.
21, you said?
21 plus your vigor quotient.
Does it look cool?
It will match your colors. It'll be green and gold.
But like, does it look cool?
It's full plate, so it looks pretty cool.
Okay.
It's what Aelia wears, but it's not as cool as Aelia's. Aelia's is custom made, so.
Yeah, as long as it looks cool.
I'll say if you're gonna fashion souls this, I'll give you a hero point.
Yeah, I'm gonna fashion soul. I'm gonna go with half plate.
All right, half plate. There you go, 19. As everybody starts filing out, Drema Sigrun-daughter puts hand on your shoulder. When it's just you and Indira, Ari, and says,
Well, you ready for today, aren't you?
Well, to be honest with you, up until very recently, I was dreading this day, but I've recently come upon something that's lit a fire under me.
What is that?
Well, I've been feeling a bit lost. So I turned to a place that I go frequently, the library. Found the book that seemed...
You didn't lose me, boy. Hurry up.
I found a book and just opened to a random page. And I'll never forget the words that said, find strength and vulnerability.
Oh, no.
What does that mean?
It means I find myself someone who is sometimes very vulnerable, but there are advantages to that. Much there are advantages to everything. Right? These words, they feel like a new person.
Would it not be better to have no vulnerability?
Well, perhaps, but
Perhaps I find strength in not being vulnerable to anything.
he pats you on the head.
I wanted to tell you. I know that he is a small, smarmy asshole. No one likes him. But he is representing Azir me. Ribren is the one that we would like to see carry on to the final. Would do us good to try to protect him and keep him alive. And when it comes to the end of the brawl, when all is said and done, only a couple of us remain. We'll do him. But if he goes down, I'm the one who should go on to the fight. Got that? Good.
Pats you on the head again, kind of pushes you into the ground like a hammer on a nail.
say,
Don't read the book while you're fighting.
oh, I already have most of it memorized.
Oh, okay. She heads out.
Embrace your inner unicorn.
Oh, okay.
Indira kind of looks at you.
You aren't going to read that during the battle, right?
Well, I'm not going to read it, but I remember it quite well.
Going to recite it during the battle?
If the need arises.
You're not allowed to cast spells during the Royal Brawl, you know.
Oh, it's not a spell.
You sure? It seems like it's done something to you.
I don't know. I just feel good.
Charm magic especially is illegal.
Well, I don't actually know any spells yet, but... Oh, I nearly forgotten. He'll kind of run off, and he'll come back, pulling something behind his back. We go, I know what kind of flowers you like, and I just thought for good luck, I'll bring out a purple bouquet to her.
It's complicated, flowers. Thank you. It is complicated.
Yes, what is more complicated than nations coming together?
What would be a better way to say that? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I have to carry this into the battle?
Not if you don't want to.
Perhaps I'll throw it to people from the Chariots we're about to ride.
Do what you wish. I just wanted to present it.
Let's go. And she'll kind of pat you on the back, and lead the way up to the Chariots.
Flowers need time to bloom. So do you.
Let's just go up to the Chariots, okay? Give me a speech check. This will be with Clan Sacred Daughter.
I don't even know what this is for. So believe it or not, with 3 enhancement, that's going to be an 8.
An 8. Your standing with Clan Sacred Daughter goes down
Oh.
because of the Bloom one.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
But I will give you a hero point exchange.
Did Siegfried talk to us about helping him during this?
If you wanted to, yes, but if you did not want to mention anything about Viorica,
Did you mention that to us?
He probably would have. Probably would have been like, he probably would have told you that he doesn't want her warning Ribrin, and so if you can distract her from the fight so that she's not watching him the whole time, he doesn't have a heads up on about the bonking.
with that, we will get to the chariot phase. This is a chance for you to earn crowd favor. This is going to be a roll for the everybody that is on your chariot, which is essentially the house that you are representing. So that means that the NPCs that you are with are also going to make a check. If your group checks average is 15 or higher, then everybody gets a free enhancement that you can use at any point during the brawl, because the crowd really likes whatever it is. You can make any kind of check that you want. You can flourish your sword, you can flex, you can shout something, you can perform whatever the hell you want to do while you're lighting up the crowd. You can, if you want to make a speech check. As you're going through the crowd, you can go ahead and do as you like. So we're going to go ahead and go through that now, and I'll ask you as we go. First, we do House Procor, which has Ulysses in it. Ulysses is with Zalmir Roxanava, the young blonde-haired knight, along with Milo Atgar, the more long-haired knight with the golden armor. The two of them kind of stand up there, and they just kind of start flourishing their swords, waving to the crowd, all of that. So they're going to go ahead and roll. I think both of them did pretty well. 19, and Dalmir got a 13. What'd you get?
It's a 4 total with my pretty good.
You guys do kind of like get the crowd a little interested, but you're also the first float. They're kind of eager for the float to go by. There's just some clapping. A few people miss it. There's not really a lot of crowd here, and then you just kind of go by.
See it?
Yeah, you can see it.
I'm the lone person, but I'm just like jumping up and down.
What you see is he hangs his head a little bit as the carriage goes by.
I don't notice.
I'll give you both a hero point. The next float is House Sonder, which is just Landyn II and Liam O'Connell. Landyn kind of looks to you as the two of you are parading by, and he just kind of says,
It isn't long to be up here with you, but I must admit I am a little disheartened that I'm not on this with my boys. I hoped they would represent themselves. They've got their own games to play these days, I guess.
Indeed. It is, it's good to see Artie taking it seriously, though. It is a little bit encouraging to see Big Breed actually get out there and take some risks.
Yes.
That may not be the wisest choices. He's like, historically, he's been so unwilling to engage in any of the political aspects of this.
Although politically engaging with Azir Mina.
Didn't say they were the wisest choices,
No.
but at least he's growing.
Well,
anyway, and he just lets out this ferocious roar toward the crowd, and chokes, and gets an 8.
All right. So Liam raises the crowd, and he gets down into his usual dance, and then does a sword flourish. 2 quick struts from the sheath, kind of spins the sword around and tosses it up and catches it in his sheath, which I think he can do with an 18 on finesse. Is that finesse or grace check?
Either one.
Well, if it's grace, then it's 19.
Landyn unfortunately still dragged you down a little too much by choking on his roar. While you're doing that, and your flourish is just lost. And unfortunately, with an average of 13, you also are dragged down by Landyn.
sorry. That was really cool. I saw it. But it's through my tears.
That's right, my lord.
You have water.
Do actually hand him some.
Oh, he's like, it's from the morgue?
I was like, for John.
Was that a joke before we came in? Yeah. Okay. I'll find out in a year.
I'll give you a hero point, though. Next, we'll go to House Hagland, which has Aelia Tarkin, Tolvan Actus, and Owen Siegfried on it. Tolvan Actus, the like tan-skinned young man who has the dark hair, kind of like he starts getting on the chariot, and Emmabeth Hagland kind of like puts a hand on his shoulder, and kind of pulls him down and says, "Good luck today," and like kisses him on both cheeks, pats him on the shoulders, and then he gets up, kind of blushing a little bit. And Aelia Tarkin kind of nods to you and says, "What I told you." Time's up. As you're about to get up, you hear, "Hold on a moment there, Lion Man." Ribrin approaches and steps up to you. You see him kind of smirking a little bit. "Yeah, you ready to fight today? Team Eager."
That's like, I don't know. I didn't think you'd actually stay in the brawl. Usually princesses have someone to represent them.
There are women fighting you today. I think it's a bit sexist.
Him tapping the high ground is so nice.
Anyway, I just came by here to say, turns out, at least from what I've heard, the brother isn't so frightening after all. From what I hear, it's your father who's some sort of barbaric murderer going around making his own youngest son slaughter people in cold blood.
Wow. All this, and you're a pig fucker. And I need you to make an intuition check.
Then 15.
As he says that, you are thrown off balance by the realization that what really happened that night, as he uses his goat ability on you. For the next 2 days, all of your intuition, performance, and speech checks are +3 flawed. Pats you on the cheek and says, "Good luck," and walks away. It does make you feel better. He cannot use that again on you for a year. He throws you off balance and walks away, and you're kind of left there stunned for a moment until somebody finally says, "Oi, get on the chariot, let's go."
Yeah, I'll grab a shield and but there.
I am worried that Siegfried might try to kill that snot-nosed brat. Try to make sure that if he does, no one sees it happen.
Understood.
He tried to kill Oren the other day. I know that Emmabeth and Yorga and all those are racist bitches and all that. Ribben might be the same. Probably something to do with that.
I did hear about that. And I will also keep an eye on Artie, of course. But I'll try to keep him from...
But to keep Artie from dying.
Yeah.
I don't think Siegfried is going to kill Artie, but battle rage, you know. Make sure I don't kill Artie yet.
Siegfried, what do you do on the float as Aelia Tarkin and Tolvan get ready to
Sort of stand up and stretch and like flex the muscle a little bit, and then when he realizes he's got plate armor, or half plate on, sort of covering his figure, he'll just sort of lean back down and he'll just take out some bread and start eating it.
What check are you making?
I'll just do a performance check.
Remember, you got 3 flaws on that.
Oh, how about a finesse check?
Okay.
I'm gonna like
Finesse the bread.
I'm gonna finesse, like I'm gonna be like eating it like with lots of fun.
Okay.
I whispered to Aoife, "It's illegal. I'd be watching it, dude.
Fun on 12.
We cover the children live.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't even have to average it out. All of you just kind of... Aelia does pretty dang well, but you and Tolvan drag it down a little bit, especially the tonguing the bread. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, oh."
I'm like holding the bread like this and like my tongue pokes out the other side.
What's that? A few people are like, "Yeah," but they're not the ones that you want. I'll give you a hero point, but no enhancement as we go to House Sonder, which is just Hernadiri. Hern cannot use magic in the fight, but that doesn't mean that he can't use magic while he's up there on the chariot. And so you see, like, while he is like swinging his fists around, there's just this these like magical spells kind of curling around it. You see, like, as his fists swing, like fire kind of curls around it, and then there's this arcanum that kind of appears as blue sparkles, and people are just cheering wildly. But not wildly enough. And then eventually, like, they just kind of fizzle out, and he goes up. And she kind of shakes his fist a little bit, and they appear again, but people have stopped cheering for him entirely. Yeah, he didn't take enough zinc or eat enough pineapple. Next we go to House Kindellan with Samira Kindellan. I probably don't even have to roll here, but I might as well. Yeah, Samira Kindellan just flexes enough that like one of the shoulder straps of her armor like snaps, and her one of her aides who was already prepared for this to happen just comes up and quickly repairs it, and she gets a free enhancement on hers. Next up is House Mina with Ribrin. Stands up there, pulls out his rapier, and with a 16, twirls the rapier a little bit, tosses it up in the air, catches it, and sheaves it, and he gets a free enhancement for himself. And then we have House Sonder with Maricel Brasciano and Sir Orin Quinn. Sir Orin launches up into the air and just circles around the crowd for a little bit to just erupting in cheers. Both of them also get enhancements. As Maricel Brasciano also just does a few sword flourishes, kind of takes off her helmet and just waves her hair around. Typical, beautiful Koparian woman. And then we have Lan Sigrindaughtr, Drema Sigrindaughtr, Indira Sigrindaughtr, and Archim Sonder. Indira just pulls out her 2 daggers, just starts juggling them around in the air, catches one of them in her mouth, and Drema is twirling her axes. You see like ice and frost are kind of coalescing around on her forearms and up the axe, and then she like clashes them together and the ice shatters. And then what do you do, Archim?
Artie pulls the visor up on his full plate.
I got double 19s on my die.
Okay, I better not. I hope I don't mess this up. And he'll raise his staff up in the air, and he'll yell out to the crowd, "Live boldly!" And then he'll kind of kneel down, and he'll grab Indira's hand, give it a smooch, and say, "Love bravely." I got a 9.
9 total?
9 total.
Plus 9. We'll see if it's still a total of 64 divided by 3. So I think that still 21. Yep, 21.3. So yeah, you still get an enhancement.
And that's an enhancement I can use
An
one?
enhancement you can use anytime you want. One time.
Oh, one time.
One time, and then you give it back to me. All of the chariots have now gone by, and they make their way toward the stadium. The crowd starts to file in. People get into the locker rooms to get ready. All of my characters are here. Euphora and Aoife are over there in the Feinaran stands over here with Kaya and Truso. The way this works for Euphora and Aoife, on your sheets that I gave you, that I printed out on, I think it's on the back of those ones over there, you'll notice that it says within 3 paces. That means that for some characters, you may have to actually like get out of the stands and like try to circle around the fences. Maybe you have to sprint to get where you want to go. For the rest of you who are actually in the fields, maybe that means that you need to get over to where Euphora and Aoife are, wherever they're standing. If you want to try to get encouragement from them or something, like you see them and you need to pick me up, you can try to get over to where they are to try to get encouragement from them, because they have to shout at you from the fences and it's hard to hear if you're in the middle of the stadium. Or if you want one of your enemies to be discouraged by them, you need to try to goad your enemy into getting over to where Euphora and Aoife are. So there's very much positioning involved in this to try to make like movement a big part of the situation. The 2 of you can't really run into the middle of it, but you can like step out into the arena to leave that area, much like people down here could do if they needed to.
Do we have to look after Nihat and Kaya, or are they just going to follow us? Or
They're just going to stay in the stands.
okay.
Can we say that we brought their guards with them?
There are soldiers here. Yeah.
I want to make sure we're not like neglecting them.
Yeah, it's not going to be neglect. They probably won't jump into the arena. As everybody starts filing in, the stands begin to fill up with the nobility, and then commoners start lining the fences to see the arenas before all of the contestants have started to enter. An announcer takes the center and begins to yell out to everybody and shouts out, "Greetings, everyone! Welcome to the Royal Brawl. We are here to celebrate nobility, prowess, and a friendly competition rather than the gruesome and bloody wars that have plagued Elzveir in the past. We have had decades of peace. Today we honor that peace. Violent combat." And there's just cheers and eruptions of applause. And of course, we couldn't have a celebration without the performance
of one of our most renowned band, Mayday Parade, the all centaur emo, but fuck my life.
Everybody begins to file in to the arena in order of speed, beginning with Sir Orin. Sir Orin flies into the arena from the sky and lands right here, and just cheers, especially from the Kindellan. Indira just kind of saunters in. She's got her twin daggers. She kind of spins them in her hands, steps in over here. Liam, before we get to you, go ahead and roll a d20 for me against Zalmir, because you have the same speed. Just have to beat an 11. All right, Zalmir will go first.
Zalmir comes out. Feinarin stands, start to erupt in cheers.
And then it's Sir Liam. Put yourself wherever the hell you want to. Olvin Actis steps out next, representing House Hagland. More cheers, especially from Annabeth Hagland. And then hopping out is her Nadiri. Hops out, does a bunch of kicks, and steps up next to Indira. And then Ribrin comes out twirling his rapier. You see Yorka Hagland especially cheers for Ribrin, just clapping and cheering. She kind of like fans herself a little bit. Milo Atgar comes out over there. And then we've got Maricel Brascianu, Siegfried and Artie and Alia all roll off. 10-8. So actually, Artie, you will go.
I will wait for Alia to go out first.
Okay.
Is it Alia or Alia?
Alia. All right, Artie, you go out first.
Okay. I'm gonna go. We'll stand between Orin and my fiance.
All right. Do you do anything in particular when you come out?
Come out and hear him yell vented through the cover of his full plate.
Lord, everything will make perfect sense. But for now, the effort to conceal him. Smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason.
Here.
Aoife, did you get any drugs? I didn't. I really should have.
And Dira leans over to you and goes, "What did you say?" And there's just more cheering as another person steps out, and Alia Tarkin steps out in just full plate. She has her helmet slammed down and her axe dragged behind her.
Would be more difficult. Oh, because she's going full plate.
Actually, there's bread speared on the tip of his saber, and he's eating it off the tip of his saber, with his helmet under his other hand.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta finish that bread.
And he will step out next to you, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, you as you step out, you clock where Bjorka is, and she kind of makes eye contact with you, and then looks back over to Ribrin. She just blocks it with her fan. Your aunt Samira Kindellan steps out to, and this you hear like louder cheers because the people of Makalim City are obviously the dominant crowd here, and they know their Duchess, and they just clap. But you hear nobody clapping cheer louder than her husband Jacob, and he throws a pair of underwear into the arena.
What?
The ground kind of like shudders a little bit as Drema Sigrundar stomps into the arena, and there is a lot of cheering as she enters. And from there, we've got Ulysses. Go ahead and tell us how you enter.
Didn't dress, because that's just how random.
I feel like the way things are unfolding, I probably should have gone on that side.
I forgot that Orin isn't necessarily on my side, so we'll see how this goes.
Step up here by this guy. Is this Blitz? No, that's Milo. That's someone else. By that guy.
All right.
I'll salute, and then I'll draw his blade.
You'll get a couple of that from a couple of the other soldiers. Landyn Sonder walks out proudly, steps forward, and just lets out another roar. Actually, I'll just roll for it, see if he does better that time. Rolled a natural one. He just...
Just fight.
Indira runs up with a dagger, stabs Tolvin, and then she's going to throw that same dagger at Ulysses.
Wow, that's the worst
all I've ever seen in my life.
He's right behind you, and she.
What do you mean?
And Indira is like briefly airborne. She takes 20 points.
I'm only for my an ally at Rupert. Yeah, I'm going to use 0 points to make it a critical.